Meanwhile, the detective realized he'd left his notebook at the witness's apartment. He went back to retrieve it, but when he arrived, he ran into her mother, who had come to visit. He asked her to grab the notebook, but when she entered the apartment, she found her daughter dead. Dear viewer, dead. The detective was shocked, realizing this case was way bigger than he had thought. The next day, the heroine went up the mountain, holding a photo of the hero in her hand. She prayed hard for the curse to break and for him to fall in love with her. But then she got a surprise. A message from the hero with a photo of a handsome young man. Not just one though, a whole bunch of photos. Here you go, pick whoever you like. She rejected all of them. Even if you sent me Tom Cruise himself, I'd still say no. Later, when she returned to her apartment, she saw ambulances and police cars outside. Her friend told her that their neighbor had died. But the detective wasn't convinced it was a natural death. He was certain it was murder. The hero saw the news on TV and was stunned to learn that all the witnesses connected to the case were turning up dead. He felt like the case mirrored the murder of his old lover, who had disappeared on a snowy day just like this. He suspected it might be the same killer, but wondered why the murderer had waited 30 years to strike again. Determined to find out, he decided to investigate on his own. He went to the house of the missing nurse, hoping to find courage. He tried to find clues, but her sister refused to let him in and kicked him out. Later, the detective returned to the station, only to find the hero waiting for him. The hero asked to speak with him, and once they sat down, he shared his theory about the murders from 30 years ago. He showed the detective photos of the 5 women who had been killed, all during winter, with snow falling. Then he dropped the bombshell. Each woman received a small red notebook the day before she died. Inside, each notebook contained one of the 7 deadly sins, like theft, lying, gossip, and greed. The hero explained that the nurse's case was tied to infidelity. She had been married, but was having an affair. He pleaded with the detective to believe him and look for the killer. I'm sure he still has 2 more murders planned, to cover the sins of envy and gluttony. But the detective refused to believe him. You're too young to know what happened 30 years ago. He told the hero to go home and stay out of police business. The hero left, hurt. His lover had been one of the victims, and he felt guilty for not avenging her death. He went to the mountain, thinking about her. As he descended, the heroine saw him and ran up to him. They went down together, and he offered to drive her home. Gathering her courage, the heroine finally decided to confess her feelings. Look, she said, I don't need you to find someone for me. I'm telling you straight, give me a chance to be with you. But the hero was afraid she'd get hurt because of him, so he decided to break her heart. I don't love you, he told her coldly. I was just helping you because I felt sorry for you. You're an orphan and all alone. The heroine was devastated. She returned home, her heart shattered. She broke down, crying all night, remembering how he had saved her. Despite everything, she still loved him. Meanwhile, the hero felt terrible and couldn't sleep, his conscience heavy with guilt. But he had pushed her away because he feared she'd die like his previous lover. The next day, the heroine decided to climb the mountain for the 1000th time, determined to break the curse. She was sure the hero loved her, but was lying about it. As she climbed, she kept staring at his photo, unaware that someone was watching her. At the same time, the detective went to the clinic to check on his dog. While there, he noticed an employee with a distinctive shadow. After a quick conversation, he realized she had been with the heroine on the day the nurse disappeared. Suddenly, it clicked. The heroine was the missing witness they had been searching for. Realizing she was in danger, the detective rushed to find her. Meanwhile, the hero went to the clinic to apologize to the heroine, only to discover that she was the final witness in the nurse's case. Panicked, he sprinted toward the mountain to save her. But when he arrived, he was shocked to see his old mentor standing there. You can't fall in love with a human, the mentor reminded him. Flashbacks from 500 years ago flooded the hero's mind. He remembered finding the servant girl he loved dead. At the base of the mountain, the mentor had been the one who killed her. The hero, consumed by rage, attacked his mentor to get revenge. But the mentor was too powerful. No matter how hard the hero tried, he couldn't land a single blow. Instead, he was the one getting hurt, his body covered in wounds. But then, the mentor revealed something shocking. The servant girl was still alive. Meanwhile, The heroine finally reached the top of the mountain for her 1,000th climb. She sensed someone behind her and tripped, about to fall. But just in time, the detective arrived and saved her. The heroine, in shock, wondered if he was her destined soulmate. The detective drove her back and explained everything about the case and the missing nurse. "You're the last person who saw her," he told her. The heroine started to remember. She'd seen someone dressed in all black approaching her that day, but she couldn't recall his face because she'd been too tipsy from the lemon juice. When they arrived at the station, the heroine was surprised to find the hero waiting for her, worried about her safety. His body was covered in wounds from his fight with his mentor. She rushed to him, treating his injuries. The detective grew jealous, arguing with his colleague, convinced they were in a relationship. "She's just a doctor," his colleague laughed. "And besides, she's a vet. What do you think he is, a dog?" Just then, the district attorney entered. He recognized the hero immediately and spoke to him with great respect. Oh wow, dear viewers, this must be some serious connection. The detectives were baffled. Why was the hero, who was younger than them, getting treated like a VIP? Assuming he must be from an influential family, they started treating him with the same respect. When it was time for the heroine to leave, both the hero and the detective argued over who would take her home. They finally let her decide. She chose the hero. Yep, even after he had broken her heart and crushed her hopes, she still loved him. From heartbreak to obsession, it's all here. She took him back to the clinic to finish treating his wounds. He was worried about her safety and asked her to stay away from the case, but she refused. "I've got nothing to lose," she said. Her bravery impressed the hero, and he decided to stay by her side to protect her. The next day, he told his friends to take care of the house because he wouldn't be around much. Suddenly, their friend, still in dog form, ate some chocolate and got poisoned. They rushed him to the clinic. Pro tip, dear viewers, dogs can't eat chocolate. The heroine saved the dog and placed him in a cage for observation. She reassured the hero that he'd be fine, but she was surprised at how quickly the hero's wounds had healed. Nervous, he tried to change the subject and introduced her to his friends. But then, in the middle of the conversation, his dog friend transformed back into human form and walked out of the cage. The hero panicked, afraid their secret would be exposed. He quickly asked his friends to take the dog and leave. But the clinic nurse noticed the empty cage. She saw a dog outside that looked similar and assumed it was the same one. The hero, quick on his feet, said, "Nope, that's not my dog. Mine went home by himself. He's very well trained." Later, the detective kept thinking about the hero's claims regarding the murders from 30 years ago. He decided to investigate himself. After obtaining a search warrant, he went to the nurse's house. There, he found the red notebook with the word infidelity written inside. The detective realized the hero had been telling the truth. The two cases were connected.